Not only does Cyril take his entire support team to Mauritius over December, the presidency also paid 2.7 million rand for a BMW. So in just a sec, I'm going to show you each and every line item charged to the presidency for financial year 2025, because that is just the tip of the iceberg. So let's kick off with the entire national government spend on all things food and travel. Now remember, this excludes provincial and local governments. So in no way is this the final bill. If anything, the bill is 3 to 4 times higher, because the biggest spend occurs at provincial and local levels. What you're seeing here is a report from Treasury, and this shows the spend to date per fiscal year. So what I'm showing you is the spend from national government for the fiscal year 25. To date, they've spent 21.4 billion rand. So let's just take a look at some of the categories related to travel. Firstly, we have hotels and motels and inns, spending 339 million rand. Travel facilitation, 388 million rand. Passenger air transportation, 459 million rand. Food and beverage products, 516 million. 3.74% of the national budget alone, goes to food and beverage. 500 million rand. The pointy graph hits home like an ice bucket challenge in winter. This is cost allocation per month since 2017, and I'm going to take you through it. You need to let me know if you see what I see, because I feel it is glaringly obvious. And then it is just disgusting to see which categories receive the most spending, because Mauritius, for your entire team, with a 60% youth unemployment rate, how soulless and black is your heart? Unfathomable, honestly. Let's kick off April 2017, and I'm going to just scroll through. Let's see if you notice what I notice. So, I'm very curious to know if this sort of spend trend is allowed in private companies. Would a private company's auditing department, financial department, be happy with an absolute, almost triple surge in spend every March, every year, every single March? And it's funny because that's the last month of the financial year. So are we just finally paying all our invoices? And then you wonder why the auditing for the financial year is never done on time and is always late. Imagine trying to process this March 2019's bills for auditing in a couple of months' time. Every March, a huge spike in spend. The ANC, Cyril, they can say whatever they want when they stand up in front of the media. The mainstream media, keep that in mind. And they can try to justify this absolutely ridiculous spend all they want. It doesn't mean it's right and it doesn't make it okay. Because just one trip to Mauritius, there's a whole bunch of other justifiable costs. Because what the ANC keep forgetting is that it's one story on top of another story on top of another story. And here is the visual representation of what it looks like when you justify a cost here and a cost there and a little bit here and a little bit here. This is what your spend ends up looking like at the end of the year. Again, management and business professional services, 4.8 billion rand from national government alone. Financial and insurance services, 3.7 billion rand. Information, computers, laptops, cell phones, you know where I'm going, 1.4 billion rand. The year hasn't actually finished, guys. We've still got another 3 months, and they've already spent 1.4 billion rand on technology, IT. Food and beverages, 1 billion rand. Travel and food, 1 billion rand. But then let's take a quick look. Oh, what did they spend on public utilities and sector-related services? Guys, 239 million. The national government, over 9 months, has only spent 239 million rand on public utilities and public sector-related services. But they've spent 4.8 billion rand on management and business professionals and administrative services. Which of those two provides a return on your investment? Tangible results. Management and business professional services sounds like a black hole of corruption. Oh, what did they spend on building and facility construction and maintenance? Even less. 235 million rand compared to, food and beverage, 1 billion rand. They spent a quarter of their food and beverage bill on buildings. It's absolutely laughable, unfathomable, really. And then to compare a stat I had in my previous video, the national government over 9 months has spent 26 million rand on law enforcement and national security, but they've spent 1.4 billion rand on information technology. This graph should be reason enough to take the ANC to the International Court of Justice. Because at some point, somebody needs to do something. I can tell you X is calling for Trump, but I'm not getting into that discussion. And finally, let me show you the line items charged to the presidency. That very elite group that sits at the top. You know, maybe this Mauritius trip came out of their recent increases. Regardless, we did pay for that because we pay for your salary. I would prefer you stay in Joburg and hustle on those potholes. But don't worry about it. So let's take a quick squiz and see what the presidency has been spending our money on. What you see at the moment is all national departments. It's a list that just won't end. So we shan't be doing that today. What we're going to do is we are going to filter it to the presidency. Then we're going to filter it by total transaction amount. And now we can take a quick look at where the highest and the lowest costs went. So passenger transport, 33.9 million rand. Supplier, Nedbank. We also paid 8.2 million rand. To Vodacom. Travel facilitation, paid to the Department of International Relations at 6.5 million rand. BMW, as promised, 2.7 million rand went to BMW. I am super happy. I also do believe there's much cheaper cars. It's not that you have to spend all the money you're given. You can buy just a regular BM. 990,000 went to Moyeni conferencing and events, restaurant and catering. It's very exciting. Incidental foreign cost at a cost of 737,000. Groceries. The presidency paid the presidency groceries, 538,000. The presidency paid Parliament 461,000 for catering. And then the list carries on all the way down. Cost upon cost upon cost. I think what I love the most is that right at the bottom, somebody decided to claim 55 rand. Food and beverage, 55 rand. make sure to claim it. You didn't just get an increase. 55 Rand. 55 Rand. How ridiculous. So if these rich elites who just received a raise can't go a day without claiming 55 Rand, do you honestly think that they would have paid for this Mauritius trip out of their own pocket? Because that's what the article says. That's how they defend this. I cannot believe it. And just mere weeks after being cleared from the National Prosecuting Authority for the other catering costs that amounted to millions, the sheer disregard for how hard we work for their money is something that really irks me. This is theft. They are thieves, plain and simple. Guys, thank you for joining me. I enjoyed spending the time with you. I hope you found this video insightful. If you did, make sure to share it. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on any of my future videos. And then, of course, do something for me. It's free. Give this video a like. Nikki and Paul, thank you so much for your ongoing support. I wish all of you a happy new year. Over and out, guys.